Even if you plan on staying close to home this holiday season, you can still take a day trip far away and back in time. Dirk von Turenhout explains.
Well, we are at the Houston Museum of Natural Science on the third floor, where we currently have an exhibit on prehistoric painted caves from France. The cave is called Lascaux. It is open until March 23rd next year, and it tells the story of a cave that was discovered in 1940 and remained open from 1948 to 1963, a period of 15 years, and was closed ever since to the general public. A few scientists can go in, but what we have here are displays that relate the story of the cave, how it was discovered, by whom, and what it represents. And the representation is incredibly cool. They took 2 different rooms from this cave, and it's about 3 football fields long, so what they took is maybe about half a football field long. And they reconstructed the walls of the cave almost like cupped hands, but ginormous sized cupped hands, with the paintings on the inside in exactly the same place as they were in the cave in France. So we'll be looking at animals that people saw 20,000 years ago. They include horses, they include cats, they include rhinos and buffaloes and bisons and ancient cows called aurochses. They're all on display here. There's even one representation of a human, but a really funky looking one with not a human head, but a bird head. So we don't know what that is all about. And then inside that part of the display, which is about 1/3 of the whole size, is a group. There are actually 2 groups of life-size, lifelike human beings who lived at that time, who are dressed in clothing of the time. So there's a lot of bear skins and animal skins and spears, but they are doing things that is very similar to what we do today. They have decorated themselves. They have the ladies have necklaces on. They have bracelets. They're very pretty. They look just like us, and that's because they are. And so there's all kinds of discoveries you can make here before you get into the cave and after you get in the cave. I'm currently standing in the final portion of the exhibit, and perhaps you can see over my shoulder a number of visitors walking around. There are all kinds of hands-on displays. So a lot of interactives here and a lot of videos to learn more about the cave and the history of the cave. There are issues related to how stone tools were made, about oil lamps, they even had needles made out of bone or antler, and we can see here how those things were made. We ourselves are called, in a very fancy way, Homo sapiens, smart people, right? And just so we don't forget, we're actually smart, we're Homo sapiens sapiens. But aside from that, our ancestors represented here in this exhibit were people who had the same kind of brain as we did. They had the capacity to make art, and we have that for sure over here. And these people were, in their own right, just as smart as we are. Honestly, I would say in some cases smarter, because I could not fathom living in an environment, say, like the southern part of Canada, or even going into the middle part of Canada, and that's where you live for your entire life, finding out how to hunt, what to go fish, figuring out nature and the reindeer migrations so that you could eat. So they were very flexible, they were very smart, they took care of each other. There were older people in the group, sometimes up to age 60, 65, which is old for those days. And so they may not have been very productive hunters, but they may have been productive because they had knowledge. Now is the time of the year to go do this. This is how you make paint for the paintings. This is how you go get the rocks to make stone tools. That's where they are, in that valley or that valley. So they had the knowledge, they were smart, they were knowledgeable. So it's good for us to know that we are here and we have a pretty long history, and go back in Europe to about 40,000 years, in Africa to about close to 200,000 years. That's us. And then before that were others. So it's good to see the bigger picture, and this is one of the end parts of it. This is us, and this is, we can feel proud about ourselves, sort of a glorifying of human beings, modern human beings, and all the things that we achieved and still continue to achieve.
Scenes from the Stone Age, the cave paintings of Lascaux, will be on display through March 2014. For more information, visit the museum's website at www.hmns.org. For the Holiday Magazine, I'm Stacee Hawkins.